following workout demos show some examples of common exercises you will see in the fitness center. We will discuss the different muscle groups used and their primary functions. The primary function of the pectoralis major is to adduct and internally rotate the shoulder. An example exercise that activates this muscle group is a push-up. The pectoralis minor assists with the rotation of the scapula inferiorly as well as medially. An example exercise is a chest fly. The primary function of the triceps brachii long, medial, and lateral head is to extend the elbow and the shoulder. An example exercise displayed here is a seated tricep pushdown. The primary function of the bicep brachii long and short head is to flex the forearm at the elbow. An example exercise to work this muscle group is a bicep curl. The primary function of the deltoid is dependent on the location of the muscle. If it's anterior, it flexes, horizontally adducts, and internally rotates the arm at the shoulder. If it's medial, it abducts the arm at the shoulder, and if it's posterior, it extends the shoulder and horizontally abducts. The example exercise seen here is a shoulder press. The trapezius muscle has fibers that travel in 3 different directions, and therefore, the muscle almost functions as 3 different muscles. The primary function is to elevate, depress, and retract the scapula. The example seen here is shoulder shrugs. The primary function of the latissimus dorsi is to extend, adduct, and internally rotate the arm on the torso at the shoulder. The example exercise seen here is a lat pull-down. The erector spinae are a group of postural muscles that extend the lumbar spine. The example seen here is a back extension. The rectus abdominis is a postural muscle group that's responsible for flexing the lumbar spine. An example exercise to work this muscle group is a crunch. The transverse abdominals are responsible for stability and posture. An example exercise seen here is a plank. The internal and external obliques are responsible for the rotation of the trunk. The examples seen here are oblique twists. The quadriceps muscle group is made up of 4 different muscles: the rectus femoris, the vastus medialis, the vastus intermedius, and the vastus lateralis. The primary function of this muscle group is to extend the knee. The rectus femoris crosses 2 joints, the hip and knee, and therefore it functions as a knee extensor and a hip flexor. The example exercise seen here is a leg press. The gastrocnemius crosses 2 joints, the ankle and the knee. Its primary function is to plantar flex the ankle, but is also involved in knee flexion. The soleus muscle functions to plantar flex the ankle, and it does not cross the knee. The example exercise seen here are calf raises. The hamstring muscle group consists of a group of tendons contracted by 3 posterior thigh muscles: semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and bicep femoris. The hamstrings cross and act upon 2 joints, the hip and the knee. Semitendinosus and semimembranosus extend the hip, and they also flex the knee. The bicep femoris extends the hip and flexes the knee. The example exercise is a hamstring curl. The gluteal muscles consist of the gluteus maximus, which extends and externally rotates the hip, the gluteus medius, which abducts the hip and externally rotates the hip during gait, and the gluteus minimus, which abducts and internally rotates the hip and also stabilizes the hip during gait. The example exercise seen here are kickbacks.